Morning, guys. It's so good to see you all. Good morning. I am so excited to be here. My voice is not at its best this morning, but I am happy to be here with you. I couldn't be anywhere else than to be on the Civilized presence this morning. It's taken us a couple of minutes to bring in our guest. I think she's up there, and I'm just going to bring in camera. Hello, Dr. Karu. Good morning. Good to see you from Nigeria. Good morning,
Good
Joanne.
morning. Good morning,
Morning,
Louisa.
morning. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Good morning, Dr. Karu. Good morning, Esther. Thank you so much for calling. Good morning, Sandra from Canada. I can see you. Great. We are going to have a good time today. Welcome, guys. Today it's Friday, and this is a Civilized Presence. And we are here. Good morning, Dr. Karu. Thank you. We are here every Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We're about 6 minutes late. I have to apologize for that. We were in a different platform, and so we arrived here late. We found that we're in a
Yeah.
different platform. And so I guess this is why we have to start doing the session from the group starting in June. So I'm really looking forward to that. So like I said, you are here at the Civilized Presence Facebook live series, and you are in the right place at the right time to receive the right message. So you have to hang on tight. And today is the 10th session of our Facebook series. Now, you can have access to me here every Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, guys, this is session number 10. I am so grateful for all of your comments, feedbacks, and responses. It's been great, and that helps us to be a better person. Good morning, Jade Lim. I'm not sure where you're calling from. Can you drop it in the comment box? But we're
She's from
so happy
Malaysia.
to have you here. Great, welcome.
Yep.
Welcome. So good night in Malaysia. So for those of you who are here live, I really do appreciate you. And if you cannot make it here live and you'll be watching this on a replay, please do us a favor. Those who are here, could you please just share this on your page or tag someone that you think would find some of this contents useful? Do us that favor. And if you're here on a replay, let us know that you're here on the replay. Don't forget to leave your name or your comments and where you're calling from. We want to hear from you. If you have any question, go ahead and leave it on the box. And that would really help us to serve you better. So for those who have never met me, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Louisa Akaiso, and I am a certified master civility trainer and a leadership expert. And if you want to know what I do, I work confidently with leaders who pay great importance in themselves and their reputation. And so that is you this morning, and this is why you are here. So if you're here on the live session, try to give us a wow and like, because that's what Facebook wants to see. Facebook enjoys to see all the likes. It helps out in sharing this video to more people. Now, the main goal for this Facebook series is really to help restore civility through meaningful and constructive conversations. And I've always said that not going to be doing this alone. I'm working with the best of the best. I bring you the best from everywhere in the world to discuss the topic of civility and break it down into tiny little bits that you can understand and see how easy it is for you to be civil. And know that you don't have to receive any kind of special training to begin to be civil. So you can start today by saying please and thank you, by smiling to the person next to you, just being good, sprinkle kindness everywhere that you go. That is the first step. So this is the month of May, the Global Civility Awareness Month. We have almost gotten to the end of the month, and we have had a 31 days civility challenge going on at the moment. And you can be part of this. It's never too late. You still have a few days to join us. If you log on to my Facebook business page, So Unique Experts. You will have information about the 31 Days Civility Challenge. Or if you're on Instagram, you can also log on to So Unique Experts and you will find access there. And please let us know if you do find that useful. Hashtag 31 Days Civility Challenge, and we will be happy to connect with you. Together, we can build, a community of like-minded people, and that's really what we want to do. So, first of all, I'm going to introduce to you our guest. She's been here before, so you know her, and she loved us so much. And I really appreciate you, Joanne, for making time to be here this morning. So, our
Thank
guest
you.
is Joanne Hoo from Malaysia. She is a master civility trainer and the CEO of Civility Experts Malaysia. She's been here before, and she was talking about civility at work, Malaysia, and we learned a lot. But today we're dealing with a totally different topic that bothers everyone. This is something that affects
Yeah.
all of us directly and indirectly because you're always going to be on the road, and sometimes you're taking a flight, and every day you will go through an elevator. So I thought this is a great topic for us to speak about. Hello, Vivian Wong. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you for being here. Hello, Marwan. Thank you for joining. And we have Marvis Seabrook. Thank you so much, Mar. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us from Nigeria. Thank you. So we are here starting up the civility party. So, Joanne, I'm just going to give you a chance to say hello to the audience, and then we can continue.
That's right. Hello, Jay. Hello, Vivian. Thank you to be here. Today is a special day. We are talk something. We'll be talking something really fun topics that happen around us, and hopefully you could some takeaway and learn, take some benefits. I don't know. Probably you catch up
Yeah,
whatever you can.
absolutely. Absolutely. It is
Yeah,
important.
yes. Yeah,
Thank you. It is important that we discuss these topics. Trust me. Every
yes.
single day, we find things happening on the road. We are constantly
Yes.
traveling. We are driving, and that's the only way you can move from point A to point B. And then, of course, in the elevator. And I thought this was so important that we have to educate people
Yeah.
because they are probably not aware of the right way to get things done.
Yeah.
And if
Sometimes we
we
could
have,
forget.
mhm,
Sometimes we could forget.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. So we need a constant reminder. So today is going to take a different approach, guys. And we will appreciate whatever comment that you leave in the comment box below.
Yes.
Any questions that you have, we'll be happy to answer them. So, Joanne, I just want us to start off with the travel etiquette.
Right. Travel. Yeah. People
Yes,
like to
we are
travel.
constantly traveling,
Correct.
air travel, for example. And a lot of times in the airport, you might be in your best of moods, but because of the things that are happening,
Yeah.
you kind of feel like you want to go back home, you know? So, what has been your experience about that? Can you share a little bit of your experience about that?
Yes. My friend, while we are look into the timing precisely because we know what time we should check in and to get up the plane so that we don't want to delay others people's time so that we wouldn't miss the
Right.
flight as well. How much we have spent on the flight tickets, right? We won't easily burn it.
Exactly.
So yes, make your time available for you to look for counter to check in, and
Mm-hmm.
also the time for you to rearrange the luggage if necessary. And
Right.
I encountered that the people who get into the airport very rush. They are so rushed and they're kind of pushing the luggage trolley, so fast. And easily their eyes is keep on to the counter, the information
Right.
TV, but not on people's safety. That is very
Mm.
dangerous. And it happened all the time that people got hit at the back of the
Mm.
leg. So be
Mm.
mindful that give yourself ample time to check in
Mm.
and to
Mm.
queue, to rearrange the luggage if necessary. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
very important.
Great.
What do you
I
think,
think I
Louisa?
think so too. I have
Yep.
had some very terrible experiences in the airport.
Yeah.
First off, I always say that when you are going to, I think that we should actually include it in the tickets on the dress code to the airport. It's very important.
Okay.
Because sometimes, I mean, we should wear comfortable shoes. Because, for example, if you're going through the airports here in the United States, it's so huge. You have to work for maybe sometimes 45 minutes or an hour before you actually board the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could have people in the wrong shoes and they're struggling with their luggage and they have to bump into you.
Yep.
And the worst part is that they're not even going to say sorry and they just keep it going.
Because
Right?
they are too busy
They are
to
too
look for their
busy. They're
schedule.
trying to.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you gave the right advice. Try to be there on time so that you're not in too much of a hurry and kind of bump into the other people. And, civility is about people's treatment. Civility
Yes.
is about easing the experience of somebody else. Because sometimes you have no idea where they are coming from, what their day has been like.
Yes,
And you
that's
just
right.
made, and they're about to get on a 24 hours flight.
Yeah.
And how bad is it going to be to have a swollen feet to get on the 24 hours flight?
Exactly. Exactly.
Because somebody bumped into you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Yeah. It
another thing that
happened. Sorry.
sorry about that.
It's happened all
No
the
problem.
time. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm just going to take a minute and say hello to those people on the line. Hi, Annie. Thank you so much for joining from Nigeria, Equal. I'm not sure where you're calling from, but thank you so much. Can you leave a comment below? I have Peggy. Yay! Thank you for being here. I have Solomon. I think he's from India, but please leave a comment below. I really do appreciate you for being here, but just leave a comment below so we know where you're calling from.
Yes.
So, another thing
Right.
that I thought was really worrisome to me is, do you see how people who have kids just leave their kids to leave their seats and run around screaming?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It's not a good experience while people share the small little space in the flight.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Mm-hmm.
note how pressure it is because we
Mm-hmm.
have only need to sit in our seat. We cannot move around. So if
Exactly.
it's additional of a noise or uncertainty things happen, it really creates the unpleasant experience, I would say. So
Exactly.
yeah, if
Yes.
can, we keep our children busy or
Mm-hmm.
drawing or kind of watching TV, it would be rather than let them running around. I think people will be more thankful on that.
Yes. I do think that it is the responsibility of the parents to take
Yep.
care of their children.
Mm-hmm.
While they're flying, because we have people who do not have kids, and even if
Mm-hmm.
they do, some of us find that the flying time is really when you have a time to sleep. So you
Exactly.
don't want anyone screaming around.
Yeah.
And another thing that bothers me is sometimes you have a child behind you who is just kicking on your seat,
Yeah.
and the parents are sitting there and not doing anything about it.
Yeah. They didn't
And
notice
I
about
just thought
that.
that was,
Yep.
yes, yes.
Yep.
I thought that was very wrong. And sometimes you have a child who is playing on a computer game or something, video game, and it
Okay.
has no earpiece on, and we turn it on to the loudest volume.
Yeah.
So I do think that parents should try to watch that. When you're in the airport, when you're in the airplane, you are in other people's spaces. Like you have
Exactly.
to respect other people's spaces. This is not your room. This is not your home.
Yes. At
When I have
least.
to travel with my children,
Mm-hmm.
I know how challenging that's going to be. I have to hold them really tight. You were going to
Yes.
say something. Over to
Yeah.
you.
At least let people have a kind of a good feeling in the
Mm-hmm.
plane in a small space. Well, I would like to give a small advice to the gentlemen, especially
Mm-hmm.
if you have a lady sitting inside, I mean not the aisle seat, probably the middle or the window seat, probably
Mm-hmm.
they need to come out and walk around or make some stretches or even use the washroom. I would appreciate if the gentleman could stand up, because I had a very bad experience that a guy asked me to cross over their laps to go out. Well, I would say that this is not make me a pleasant feeling at that moment. So I would say that if you have ladies sitting inside or in the middle or at the window seat, please stand up. Let the ladies come out and go whatever they want to go. They would be appreciate that. Another thing is normally the armrest is shared between two persons. So we can't just take all the armrest where the other person beside us have nothing to rest their hand.
Right.
So
Right.
I think be mindful that in that little space, we still have to be aware that people are with us. We are not alone over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, so we're just going to move on to talking about the elevator etiquette, because when you travel
Yep.
and you get down from the plane, the next place is you have to take the elevator.
Yep.
So you need to know the right thing to do. What is the appropriate code of conduct in the elevator? The first thing I'm going to say is, if you arrive at the elevator before other people, stand to the right. Do not hover in front of the elevator. So over to you, Joanne. I don't know what you want to contribute to that.
Yes, thank you. When the elevator open, we at least should let the people come out before we get in. Sometimes
Right.
people's too rushing and they just walk in. They don't bother whether people want to come out. So I said that be mindful that watch people whether there's someone want to come out. Then when we get in, after we are pressing our button, we just leave the space. At least go to the opposite side of the button, not standing there. Because if a person who decide to stand at the button, in front of the button, I think he or she should know help people to press the button. I think that's the responsibility and understood about that. And I have
Yes.
encountered a case that there's a man standing in front of the button, and he's not trying to press the button for others. So people have to stick in the hand to press the button. I think this is not a good experience for the person. So please
Exactly.
be mindful that as well.
Yes. I think that another thing that is very important is when people get into the elevator, before you even get there, think about your own personal hygiene. It is a tiny space.
Yeah.
We all have to share it. You know, you don't want to get into people's faces. And I would also say that you should try to speak sparingly. You know, sometimes we have people get into the elevator on their phone and they're screaming on top of their voices and on the cell phone, and we have other people.
Yep.
And you have to respect other people's space by making sure that you hold on to your own baggage and luggage when you get into the elevator.
Yep.
You know, it's not your room, it's not your baggage cabinet. You cannot just walk in and throw it around. And I would also say that you should kind of limit your movement while you're in the elevator. You're only there for a really short period of time. It doesn't matter what the floor is.
Yeah.
You know, try to make it conducive,
Yes.
you know, for everyone. So
Yeah.
I think that was an important point that you made. Another thing is, because of time, we will move ahead to driving etiquette.
Yep.
Driving.
Yes.
Driving is a big thing. So, Joanne, what would you like to say about driving and what is appropriate while driving?
Yeah, before we move forward, I would like to explain a little bit about etiquette. Etiquette, it's a rules that people understand in the specific situation. Like we have mentioned before, while traveling, it's a set of rules that we wish to apply, and that people feel comfortable with that. Likewise, in the elevator. So moving to the car etiquette. So actually, two cars, how do they communicate while the driver cannot speak to each other? So they must have kind of sense. Like let's say, if we want to make flash on the signal light while you want to turn to the left, and at least we should flash on the signal lights for a while. and keep looking. It's not that once we have our signal light on and we can just turn immediately. We have to watch. Probably the car in the other lane, they are not able to stop. So they try to rush it out and pass us in the very fast speed. So we would have to observe the car. Maybe they can slow down for you or they are not. So it's not that we know how to do it, but we need to observe how to use the common sense, because it's two cars communicating right now. It's not
That's right.
people communicating.
That's right.
Yeah.
I will share a personal experience. Sometimes in the morning, you're trying to drop the children in school.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are rushing off to drop the kids in school and go off to work. You are in a hurry.
Yeah.
So literally, you are communicating with your horn, and that is so wrong. Everyone in front of you, anyone who gets in front of you, you jump on your horn right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes we find people who get so upset because you really, you probably have woken up late and you're rushing up to the kids' school.
Yeah.
And so you're upset with everyone that gets in your way.
Exactly.
I had this personal experience where I was driving and taking the kids to school, and I was in a hurry, of course. I'm trying to rush off to work. And there's somebody else right beside me. And maybe he thought I did something wrong, and he just started cursing. I was like, wow.
That's not good.
I was like, wow, your day is really going to be interesting today. So that is not good, because negativity breeds negativity.
Yeah.
If you start your day or your experience with people, when you relate with people, if you start it in the wrong way, it's going to affect every other thing that you're doing. Yeah. And it is nobody's fault that you got on the lane late or you jumped into your car and we don't know what's happening to you. Everyone has something going on.
Yeah.
Joanne, can you say something about those that use their phones while driving and texting while driving?
It's a big no-no, because as a driver, we have the obligation to protect ourselves and also to protect others' life. Life we are talking about, especially the motorcyclists, their whole body exposed on the road. So we have to have the obligation to protect them, because everybody have family, have a friend, you see, people who love them. So especially while we were talking on the phone and driving, it's very dangerous, because our focus is not on the road. Our focus is in the phone. That's what the topics that we are talking about. So it's very dangerous. Sometimes we would shock the motorcyclists or people around us. Not even have the accident yet, but we shock them. That's already enough to causing the feeling that's it's a bad feeling. It's not a pleasant feeling, I would say. So not even the accidents happen, but we already created the kind of unpleasant feeling, which is not civilized, I would say it that way. And I used to be a fast driver. I always tailgate the car in front of me. At that time, I don't know what I was doing, but there was one day my friend sit beside me, reminded me, says that, why you need to get too close to the car? I suddenly aware that, yes, I'm create the stress to the person, to the driver in front of me. And not only him, I also create the stress for myself, because it's really dangerous if suddenly he have to stop the car. Then, of course, we know what is going to happen. So I think the mindfulness of how to keep us safe, and also in the meantime, keep the other drivers, look at the other drivers' safety. It's our responsibility. This is a social responsibility.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just going to go back to the audience. So we have lovely Rose. Thank you so much for joining. I have Chinkada from Nigeria. Thank you so much. I have Annie. Thank you so much for joining us. So guys, we have spent some time here talking about what is appropriate and the right codes of conduct when it comes to travel, elevator, and driving. And I do know that this affects every one of us.
Yeah.
You cannot, you cannot go from point A to point B
Yes.
without going in a car. I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
And it is important that we learn how to be civil. Now, for
Yes.
those who are just joining right now, and maybe you've never been here, civility really is focused on being aware of the experience and taking responsibility to ease that experience of the person next to you.
And
And
consideration. Be
absolutely.
considerate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And trying to weave into the awareness, the three tools, which are respect, responsibility, and restraint. So you try to make sure that every time, everyone that you come in contact with, you
Yep.
respect them.
Yes.
You can do that by respecting their space. You can do that by even smiling to them. You
Yep.
heard us talk about what happens in the airport.
Yep.
And you can take the time to show up the right way.
That's
Sometimes we
right.
go to the airport and people, for example, if you're flying at 6 o'clock in the morning, people just wake up from bed and come. They do not even take the time to brush their hair or even brush their teeth. I think that is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be around people or even to yourself, love yourself so much that you see yourself as a person of worth and try to show up every time the right way. Remember
Yep.
that last week with our expert who was here last week, we talked about first impression.
That's
Can
right.
you imagine that the client you've been waiting for was at the airport and you showed up without even cleaning up yourself or even, wearing the right clothes?
Okay.
What kind of impression would that be? You just ruined it. You just ruined an opportunity to work with that client. So I do believe that you must have taken something from this program and from the show. Thank you so much, lovely Rose. And thank you, Gabrielle, for joining us. And please leave us a comment, leave us questions about other things that you would want to learn. And at the beginning of the show, we told you that this month is the Global Civility Awareness Month.
Yep.
If you haven't been part of what we're doing, please begin today. Sprinkle
Yes.
kindness everywhere that you go.
Yes.
It is so easy. It could even be just supporting that 82-year-old woman in the grocery store. It's that easy.
Yes.
How many of us have actually said hello to our neighbors before? Some of us don't even know who our neighbors are. Civility helps you to build healthy relationships. And if you do not know how to be civil, try to be here with us every Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You would always find useful wisdom nuggets every time that you log on. Okay, so I'm just going to say thank you so much, Joanne, for being here from
Thank you,
Malaysia.
Louisa,
Thank you.
for having me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Great. Thank you. Izay from Canada. Thank you so much. And I have Ali. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I also have, is it Fatima? It's spelled differently. I hope I pronounced it right. Thank you so much for joining us from the UK. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys. And we are here on Mondays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you then. Leave your comments, leave the questions in the box below, and we will be happy to deal with those questions. Have a wonderful day and a good weekend. Thank you. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye.